Good afternoon and welcome to Chemistry 121, Introduction to Chemistry. My name is Lee West and I'll be teaching you all quarter for both lab and lecture. So first of all, let's get the formalities out of the way. As I said, my name is Lee West. You can call me Lee or you can call me Dr. West. I don't really mind as long as you're polite. My office is in LSC 114 and my phone number is 253-840-3353. You're welcome to phone me anytime. If I'm not there, you can leave a message. A much more efficient way of getting hold of me is via email, and my email address is lwest@pierce.ctc.edu. I've set up office hours for Monday to Thursday at 1:30 p.m. till 3:30 p.m. If this is not agreeable with you, then we can talk about modifying when those office hours are to make them more acceptable to everybody. But that's where they are at the moment, and there's some negotiation is possible. So you've made it to class, so you've probably recognized already that class is between 5:30 and 7:20 p.m. in LSC 244 on Mondays and Wednesdays. You will also have been assigned a lab time, which is either Monday or Wednesday at 7:30 to 9:20, and that is downstairs in LSC 104. Our book is General Organic and Biological Chemistry by H.S. Stoker. We're using the 6th edition, and if you haven't bought one already, can you please make sure that if you do buy one that you get a OWL login that allows you to do the online homework. You will require a basic scientific calculator. I recommend the TI-30X, that's a great one, has everything you need. If you have a graphing calculator, that's fine if you use that, I don't mind, but you don't need to specifically buy a graphing calculator. Most important is that it is not acceptable to use your mobile phone as your calculator. In addition to the textbook and the calculator, you will also need a bound lab notebook. By bound, I mean that a book that has a hard binding like a composition book rather than a spiral binding that you can tear the pages out. So the most important thing is that you can't tear or tamper with the book without making it really evident. So your responsibility is to come to class prepared, having read the material that I have assigned to you and performed any tasks that I have asked you to do in preparation for the lecture. This is really important because knowledge of chemistry is sequential and cumulative, and by that I mean that you really can't learn the next stage if you don't have a good foundation in what came before. So as you're working through this class, if you kind of know that you've fallen behind, don't rush ahead, but go back and fix up what you missed out on and make sure you've got that down well before you move on to more advanced topics. It really needs to be done in the in the correct order, or otherwise it becomes very, very difficult to understand what's going on. So I will assign to you preparatory activities for the lectures, as I said, and these might be reading the text. They could be performing the exercises that are in your book, or it could be performing online homework exercises. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how the online system for homework works now, and hopefully this video will help clear up any difficulties that people have when it comes time to logging in. Okay, so here we go. So we'll follow the link. It's www.cengage.com/owl, and that should take us there. Just give it a moment to load up. And what you need to do now is we're studying GOB, General Organic and Biochemistry, and you have your code, so you should go down and log in. It takes a second to load up, and then you find your book, which is Stoker, 6th edition, and it's not the international edition, it's this guy here. Log in there. We keep going, and now we have to find the institution, which is Pierce College. So P, and there's only two P's, one being Portland and one being Pierce College. We go Pierce College. Chemistry department. Now I've already made my account, so it says choose user login if you already have an hour account, or choose student registration if you have not registered already. So you'll need to choose that one, but I've already got my login, so I go here, I put my username and password, and I log in, and then here I am. This is what it will look. It'll look pretty much like this for you. So I'm going to go to the student view now, and this is what you will see when you log in. So then you can go to assignments, and you will see here are your list of assignments, and here are the dates that they are due. So I've already done the ones for this week that we drew on the 25th, which is immediately before our Wednesday class, but you would click in here and you would work through those assignments. So there we go, and I can do it again. Okay, and that's a liquid, that's a solid, and that's a gas. And so forth. Okay, so that's how we get into the OWL system. Alright, back to PowerPoint. So I have assigned you OWL homework every week, and you should do it. A little thing to sort of be aware of is when you're getting help from either me or at the tutoring center, have a good try at the problem yourself and try and diagnose where it is that you're getting stuck. And then you'll find that it's much more beneficial when you seek help, because you'll be a long way towards solving your own problem, and you'll tend to get a better response from your instructor or your tutor if you've really put in a decent effort yourself. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the assessed parts of the course. So this comprises quizzes. So every Wednesday there will be a short quiz, could be a group quiz, could be individual, typically around the 15 to 20 minute mark, every Wednesday when we don't have a midterm. I won't be giving makeup quizzes, but I will be dropping the lowest quiz score. So you get one dropped quiz. Now, if you're away for multiple Wednesdays, because there's been some crisis in your life, speak to me and we may be able to work something out. But in general, everybody gets to drop one quiz, and so if you miss a day, no big deal. Quizzes are worth 12.5% of the final grade. I will also assign problem papers to assist with preparation for midterms and finals, and the dates when these will be assigned are in the syllabus, and these problem papers provide you an opportunity to do longer problems than what's in the quiz or in the homework of the type that might be found in these larger exams. Problem papers are worth 12.5% of your final grade. So between problem papers and quizzes, you've got 25%. Okay, so what's the next 75% made of? Well, 2 midterm exams are given, and at the dates shown in the syllabus. And in this case, because these are real high-stake kind of exams, if you have an excused absence that you've got a document for, then I'll organize a makeup for you. Now, midterms are worth 25% of your final grade. So that's 50% of your grade is formed from quizzes and midterms. And then we have a final exam, which is comprehensive, and it will cover all of the material presented during the quarter. So we have 10 chapters of material that we are going through this quarter, and the final will cover all of it. And the final exam is worth 25% of your final grade. So that's 75% of your marks between midterms, finals, quizzes, homework. The remaining 25% of your grade is composed of 20% from your labs, and you will have been scheduled it's not actually 2 hours, it's 1 hour and 50 minutes. And there's no makeups for lab classes. And the reason is we just don't have the resources to have somebody spend 2 hours in the lab with you while you make that lab up. Our labs are busy all the time and we don't have that time to supervise you. So unfortunately you can't make those classes up. I also award 5% for participation, and this is how well do you participate on everything, including the OWL homework. So while there isn't a grade assigned to that homework, I will be looking to see that you've done it. So I'll also be asking our tutors over in the tutoring centre who's been turning up, who hasn't been turning up. I'll be taking a note of who's coming along to office hours when we practice problems. And just general participation and performance in class will all contribute to this 5%. I realise that this grade is a little bit subjective, and that's why, because it's hard to quantify exactly a concept like participation, but it is only worth 5%. That's the reason why it's such a small mark. Okay, so the big question is what do I need to do to get 4.0? And pretty much you need to get 95% or higher. Some of you may have more modest goals. You might be thinking to yourself, what do I need to get a 2.0? Well, you need to get 70%. And if you just want your credit and let's get out of here, you need 61% to get your 1.0. Please don't keep asking me for grades all the time or asking me to look up your grade after I've already given it to you. It's your responsibility to keep track of grades as the course progresses. Okay, so a few disciplinary matters. My expectation is that your cell phone is off during class. If you're awaiting an important call, then please have the courtesy to turn your cell phone to vibrate mode. Your cell phone has to be out of sight during quizzes and exams. Unless I say afterwards, please keep the lid. Unless I say it's okay, please keep your laptop stowed with the lid, have the lid down on your laptop. Please don't be working on your laptop while I'm speaking. I understand some of you may may want to take notes on your laptops. That's fine, but if I explicitly say please don't use your laptops, please put them away. Okay, if you get caught cheating at any point, whether it be falsifying your lab data, whether it be cheating in an exam or a quiz, then my immediate response is to refer the matter to the Dean. So we will follow through with school policy no matter how small or large the instance of cheating is. Please don't cheat. It's a big hassle for everybody. It just makes the whole environment really awkward. The other thing that's really important to consider is that cheating can have lifelong consequences. If you have a mark of dishonesty against your name on your academic record, think about what that might do for your future career prospects. If you want to be a police officer, if you want to do something in the defense forces, move into law, medicine, allied health, a mark of dishonesty against your name could very easily preclude you from pursuing those career options. Alright, so that concludes the introduction to the course, and I hope that this information was helpful. Thank you.